brought the bot in while we were talking about
Whoa.
pizza. That was probably really good, like podcast material. People love pizza.
We can do a recap on the pizza.
It won't be as real though. Like it won't be as
Well,
authentic.
I have new information about pizza that I haven't
Oh damn.
disclosed.
Oh damn. Well, we'll oh, is in the channel? Is it actually recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall. I'm kidding. It is the Blatantly Obsessive Media Makers podcast where we talk about stuff every time we record. I am Snake Jess, and this is my co-host Julian.
Hello, I'm Julian, and I keep confusing Tim Sweeney and John Carmack with the other. So like one will say something stupid, and then I'll attribute it to the other. But we're not going to talk about that right now because we have a guest, Spade Hart. What's your official title?
You got to say the whole name. It's like a pip. You got to say the whole name. A pip names it back. No, it's just a Spade or Spade Heart.
Okay.
The full title is Spade Heart: The Living Storm, one half of the natural disaster. But that's too much lore.
Is that actually lore? Is
Yes,
kayfabe? Is that real?
that's real lore. That's real Altar's lore.
Nice.
Oh goodness. Oh, that's
I don't
so
have
cool.
anything like that.
Yeah, I wish I had a title.
That's like developing aliases 101. You got to have lore behind it.
I do have a few aliases, but they're mostly just like joke names I've used on Discord, like Jizzing Jaguar, or I Can Feel the Turn of the Earth, or Julian spelled with a Y, Julian. And then there's a Julian.
I really like I Can Feel the Turn of the Earth as a username.
Yeah, I forget which server I used that in.
That's pretty good. I'm so basic. I like
Yeah, why do you have so many S's?
that. Okay, that was because I was in on a forum for trans people, and there were other Jesses, and I was too lazy to come up with another name, so I made myself the Jess with an obscene amount of S's. And then there was like a Jess that had a diaper fetish, and then there was another Jess I don't remember anymore.
Then you had to name yourself Jess without the diaper fetish. To
I wanted to be really clear that I was not that Jess.
I've had situations like that. Like there was another server that I was in where there were two other guys named Julian. And so the only thing I cared about was people knowing that I was there, like despite the other two talking. So I changed my username to be _Julian so that my name would be at the top of the user list on the right of the Discord chat. No one would know those guys are online because their names start with J.
Clever. No, one day I'll find another handle for an alternative, an AKA. I used to go by Jada Prog, which started as JD Prog, which was like initials with programmer attached but shut off. And then it was Progun because Gun was my Battle.net name. But then I realized people were thinking that I was pro-gun. I changed it because it was confusing, so I turned it into Jada Prog and this is the dumbest thing ever. I was streaming at the time, and I noticed that like popular streamers had names that were like Soda Poppin', da da da. So I was like, okay, let's make a name that's a little shorter, like Snappy Snappy. So I did that.
Something with some rhythm to it.
Exactly. But then I kind of decided to leave that one behind because I've just been in a bunch of Discord servers with it in the past, and I just didn't really want to be associated with it. which is kind of silly, but not that silly. I feel like I don't know. I just like I used to be around like the Monkey Jones Discord server and stuff, and like I don't know. I never want any of those people to ever recognize me ever.
Oh yeah, I know how that is. I used to have a internet alias that I relied on very heavily for at least a decade. So the entirety of like uh, at least me being like 15 to 20, and I hope nothing from that era ever gets attributed to me as an adult. I was not always Julian, my Julian, but I hope that's all anyone ever remembers.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I went by so many things. I had like, let's see, I went by like different like Sith things, like Super Sith or Ultimate Sith, that kind of cringy shit.
Yeah.
But for a long time, I was, and I can say this because this email I think's dead, and also anything I registered with is so long gone. But it was X Plunger, and I had this was a story I had made up of an X-Men who is a mutant, but their mutant ability was that they were a plunger, and they didn't get to go on fun missions. They just had to clean up. And I was like, that's
Sometimes
my alias.
unclogging a toilet can be fun.
Yeah, Wolverine comes and he'll get excited for a mission. And he'll be like, actually, I went out and had Mexican food last night, and I need you to take care of this, which is maybe mildly racist.
Oh
But I was in high
no!
school. So like that was my humor, and I was like, I'm the plunger. I identify as the plunger for some reason. It's so bizarre.
Well, it's not racist because Mexican food also makes me shit a lot, so I can't be racist. Therefore, it's not racist.
Yeah, I think I internalized a lot of jokes about Taco Bell, which Taco Bell has never made my tummy sick. But
See, people say that about food I like. Like, oh, they say Denny's and IHOP make me shit incredibly. Like, what? And
yeah, I've never had that problem. Or Chipotle.
what does that mean?
That is
Yeah,
weird.
I have. Yeah, that was a whole
When I
joke in
was-
South Park.
I feel like the only like restaurant chain that can like realistically be attributed to is Arby's. And it's not really hurting Arby's.
Yeah.
Like they're still around. They should
Yeah,
start
okay
they
with
should
me.
be like Arby's. It's time to shit.
The hot racist chicks all eat Arby's.
Damn.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Really makes you
that
think.
was really weird. Listen, okay, I'm not gonna say it because theirs wasn't as overt a dog whistle as the American Eagle one, and I know people are. I get shit on I've been shit on a couple servers for my takes on the American Eagle thing, but I want a few people around just by like the attitude racists have towards it, combined with the fact that after a little bit they realize, well, the longer they think about it, the harder it is for them to think, how could they have not known how it would look?
Yeah.
Especially if they only use one actress to do the campaign.
Wait, explain the American Eagle thing.
Oh, have you heard about this? Okay.
No.
American Eagle did an ad with that God, what's her name? I can't remember her name. She's from Euphoria. Something Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney. Oh wait, okay, I did hear about Sydney Sweeney's thing.
Yeah. So it's a whole ad campaign, and it's kind of like I'm not an ad, kind of a little joke thing for the first half. It's like, I'm not telling you to buy these just because they make me look super hot, and I'm super hot, and I'm the most gorgeous thing ever. And then at the end, it's like Sydney has good genes. And she's like, my mom gave them to me, or some other lines on there. And she's the only person on the campaign, blonde hair, blue eyes. People saw that, right? They read into this. And then a whole bunch of white people, not to put too blunt a thing on it, but I'll be honest, I've only seen pushback on this from white people. Are like, no, they're obviously talking about her boobs and her ass and the fact that she's pretty. And I'm like, really? Okay, but you can't even admit that this is a bad look, like only doing this with one actress who happens to look like this and it being that overt, and also she's a MAGA Republican. Like, you don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's a registered Republican, by the way. That is known now.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, I won some people over on it just because over time they've kind of seen that it does kind of look bad. But anyway, shortly after, like I want to say not even a week, Arby's did a campaign where they have like a blonde girl, and she's wearing a shirt and it's like hot girls eat Arby's. Now we have, what is it? The sororities are all going viral, all these sororities, and it's all a bunch of white women dancing. And I know they're not like saying anything racist, but there's like 8 of them, and they're all white women. There's like 100 women in this sorority, and they're all white. And like, the racists are out here celebrating how it's cool to be white again. And I'm like, okay, like, am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. I think everyone else is crazy.
We
It's a
are
little
a
sus.
very long way away from the Peloton wife commercial. Like, I feel like that was peak. Advertisers don't know who they're marketing to, and now advertisers have figured out who they're marketing to.
See, we've gone away from the picture of the 5 black dudes and the 1 white woman. Now it's 5 white women and no black dudes. What's
5
going
white
on
women
here?
and the 1 Arby's sandwich they share.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Actually, I'm gonna write that down. That's a good idea.
Well, speaking of food, I know we talked about pizza earlier, but I didn't say is that the local pizza chain that I ordered from had this as their garlic bread, and then that's what I was like, maybe major chains have got it better. I put a picture in your
In the general
voice.
chat.
Yeah,
Holy shit! What is that?
like that is literally toast with cheese on it, and that was like $7.
No.
Oh, wait, I don't. Oh, goodness. I do not see it general.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the
Discord did
text
this
general,
crazy
the
thing
voice
where they
general.
put
The
text
crazy
in the voice channel.
Oh,
So you have to
my
click on the little
goodness.
speech bubble on the right.
Yeah, you learn something
There it
new.
is.
I love typing
That is
in
just
the
2 slices
integrated
of bread.
text because a
Mhm.
lot of people don't look at it. So I could just say whatever I want. Like the other day, in our mutual friend acquaintance Cheesy's server, someone was in the one-on-one chat by themselves. And so I went into the text section of that chat and I just typed in, which would you prefer, anxious Bob Belcher son or cracked Peter Griffin daughter? They didn't respond, of course, because no one thinks to look at that. But it's fun because, yeah, I could just say whatever I want.
Yeah,
But that's
Discord being
nuts.
so similar to Microsoft Teams weirds me out. Or rather, Teams being similar to Discord, I guess. I was in Discord first.
Oh,
Because they have
yeah.
the same thing where the meetings have their own little chat line and people love to put stuff in them and then it gets lost because it's harder to see.
Yeah.
Something that always fucks me up with Teams at work is that we have like little mini chats with multiple people in them. And the majority of the conversations take place in those chats. But also, we have like channels and they kind of function like Discord servers, but they're so separated from the chats that like there's no easy way to swap between them. Like it's almost like code switching. Am I in Teams channel mode or am I in Teams chat mode right now?
Oh my goodness, yeah. And then the channels now are like, they're like, each thing's a threaded post too, which is
Yeah.
weird. Don't love it.
Well, I was just gonna say the little text bubble in the voice channel is a solution to not everyone not having to have like a voice text channel specifically alongside of the call.
That
Yeah.
is true.
But it should be more noticeable. Like, hey, not a picture of a speech bubble, like something bigger to click on,
Yeah.
or so you can see like the notification little white blob, so you can see it better.
Yeah. I only ever like organically notice it if I'm watching a stream. because it like expands out the menu and it's a little bigger and easier to see at
Yeah.
the bottom. But in a regular voice call, when you're not like trying to look at a 4x4 square at people's profile pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Discord, does anyone have any experience with these Discord games? They're always promoting some kind of like integrated thing that I don't really have any interest in.
I
Oh, they're
have
not really games. They're like quests you do if you already own the game, right?
Uh,
It's like, play 15 minutes of Genshin Impact to get this many Discord bucks so you can buy icon. It's crap. And it's the same
yeah, I
if you
was
want to like watch a
confused
bunch of ads
because
and get those points too.
They do have some integrated apps too. Like one server I'm in, we have like a 53-day long streak of Wordle going.
Oh, it's okay. Same here.
oh,
And another
the
server we do play.
activities.
That's what you mean. Yeah, that's okay. Wordle has not disappointed me. I like Wordle.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm not good at it by the standards people joke about in my other server. They're like, they're like, if you get Wordle in 1 or 2 attempts, you got a good vocabulary. If you get 3, you're average. If you're 4 or 5, you're
No,
done. If you're 6, you're dog.
no. If you get it in 1 or 2, you automatically cheated. It doesn't matter if you guess
Oh,
it right or not.
1 is cheating. They I'm in a server. They muted someone for a day for Wordle cheating. It was glorious.
Like you get like one reasonable guess, and then maybe the second one, like, oh, you sniped it. Okay, cool. But like, if there's no grays in your first line, then you cheated. Sorry, no, I don't make the rules. You cheated.
Yeah, I always try to, because I don't like getting too algorithmic with it. For a while, I did that where like I would have a start word I used that just had like 4 vowels in it, and I would just do that every time to figure out.
Oh,
But it just gets
same.
a little boring, so I started switching it up and just picking a new starting word every day. And sometimes it fucks me, but
You
it's
like
fun.
try to put together a word that's like not without vowels, so you can rule out the consonants that might not be there. Like I might do like hmm. This is a bad example. Never mind. I don't. I have an example. Never mind.
Yeah, see what kind of things. Like I'll do like Brack or sometimes I'll do like Pluto. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Or yeah, I'll do tons of different whatever I'm feeling that day. You know what I hate though? I hate it when they do the double letter days. And then the other
Yes.
day
Oh my god.
they had I think everyone gets the same wordle, right? There was one recently
Yeah.
that was like 2 double letters. I think it was like a
Hmm.
sway or something. Oh man,
Essay.
that was
It was
essay, yeah.
ASSAY. Fuck off. Oh my god.
It was
You need to be
gnarly.
able to play Wordle with like smash no items mode. Yeah, no doubles mode, please. Thank you. I
Yes.
want to have fun here.
Or there needs to be like an indicator, like a separate color that's like, oh, there could be 1 or more.
Yeah, exactly.
I played oh, have you ever played that Pokedeku game?
No.
Or it's like it's like Sudoku, but the rules are types of like Pokemon. Like it'll be like this column has to be all first evolutions. And this row has to be all like
Oh, okay. I've seen
I've seen
a clip of a guy playing that, and he didn't know Dragonite or something was a or he didn't know Kingdra was a Pokemon.
oh, is it Northern Lion? Because that's how
Yes.
I found it, was watching
Yeah, it
him.
was that guy. I think you
Very
posted that
compelling
clip.
character.
Oh yeah, he was getting salty. It was very funny because he knows like only first gen Pokemon. Like that's it. Oh, and he loses like every time. It's pretty good. I like Northern Lion. He's really funny.
But what are other games people are playing in Discord like that?
Let's see. There's
There was
Connection.
some marble rolling game that I remember being a thing.
Oh,
Someone tried to sucker me into a game of chess too. I told them to kick rocks.
He told
I
him
know
to
I've done.
chest these nuts.
Yeah.
I've definitely done poker in Discord, and that's kind of fun. But poker's poker.
I wish I could actually be good at poker. Like sometimes I'll play a poker game against a computer and I win a lot of fake money.
Tell you what, I'm a lot better at poker now that I've played Balatro because I actually have learned the hands.
Mm.
It helps.
Wait, so you're gambling now? You're into gambling with real money?
No, just with fake money, pretend money. I
Hmm.
probably will never go down the gambling rabbit hole because I know my brain, and if I actually get the dopamine hits from a big win, it'll be over. I've opened Pokemon cards before, and I know what it's like.
I've never had the pleasure. I am always very quick to like quit while I'm ahead. I remember one time when I was in college, they had like a college campus casino, and
Oh boy.
I tried every game. And as soon as I won a round, I'm like, okay, great. Thank you for the money, fake money, of course. And then I left with chips in hand. I think the reason I was like playing so pragmatically though is that I thought I would be able to win something with the chips I won, but no prizes,
No prizes.
nothing worthwhile to exchange for. It was
No.
a waste of my time.
Well, if the
At
social
school.
experiment was people don't want to play if there's nothing to win, I think you won that social experiment.
Damn.
You know what looks fun, but I've never played roulette. That looks fun, just because there's no skill to it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And craps. I don't know what craps is. I know it involves dice and having a woman blow in your hand.
It involves the woman climbing up onto the table and taking a crap onto your dice for good luck.
Stinky.
Stinky.
Oh man. I saw a video the other day about speaking of dice, it was about a guy getting busted for cheating at a Warhammer table.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. He brought in dice where so you know how you can only see 3 sides of a dice
Yeah.
at any given time? Well, they'll set it up so that on they'll have 2 sets of sixes. Normally I think like the 1 and the 6 are across from each other, so they'll replace the 1 with another 6, and that really skews the odds on your dice. And I guess this guy had like 6 of them. And they fell down, or one of them fell on the floor, and someone found it, and then they found it was his, and he claimed to have no knowledge of it, of course, and got kicked out, and his whole team
Wow.
disqualified.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, apparently, you get caught cheating in Warhammer tabletop tournaments. They make YouTube videos about you. It's scary. But he went on and did an interview with them to like clear his name. But he's like, I'm leaving the community. I'm selling all my Warhammer stuff. Don't worry about me. I
I mean,
compensated
what
my
else are you gonna
team.
do?
Yeah, no,
Like,
he was pretty
you
much
got caught
banned.
cheating, you're done.
Yeah,
In
the
fucking
Warhammer
Warhammer.
community does not play. Like, whenever I admonish certain communities for a lack of policing, I'm always thinking about Warhammer heads.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
never
not sure
played
where
it.
it comes from.
And I'm kind of wanna one day maybe buy some miniatures because I tell you what, painting the miniatures does look like real fun.
And it's probably great for like learning because they're so small. I bet people who are good at painting those miniatures could probably like do crazy stuff with a full action figure or something.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of artistry to it too. I don't know if miniature painters really fancy themselves as artists, but they really are once you get into the technique of going for like more shadow effects and textures and all that stuff, people go wild. It's really similar to what like custom gunplay people will do or gunplay people will do.
I'm sure a
Which
lot of people do. There are a lot of Discord servers I'm in where like everyone else will be posting illustrations or like videos, and then there's always like one guy with his Warhammer figures, and he's posting like 6 rows of images. They're photos of his latest painted figure, and like every server has one,
yeah,
in my experience at least.
saw this video the other day. I just randomly found it. It was this guy assembling like a like $1,000-something. I think it was like a dreadnought, or it's like this mech from Warhammer that walks on 2 feet. It's like $1,000, like 8 pounds. I think he did like just assembling it was like 40-something hours. Because it's massive amounts of work. Like I guess you have to like clean off the outside of the resin with like hard soaps and stuff before you can even like try to glue it together. And he was also doing really fancy stuff like drilling out big chunks of the plastic so it'd be lighter, where like they were solid chunks, and it was next level. He went nuts doing it. It was very impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he had a whole separate video of the painting process because that took like an extra 20 hours.
Are they doing it as a hobby, or is that like their job?
Definitely a hobby, but the YouTube video is big, so maybe they are semi-professional now. You know, he was sponsored by a company that sells you displays for your figures, so I imagine he's semi-professional. Hold on, I'm gonna find the video because I went down a little bit of a Warhammer hole recently because I happened to be talking about it in a Discord server for like 5 minutes, and then I was like, oh shit, Warhammer lore is actually super cool.
Yeah.
Here's the painting one, because I don't know where the other one is. But yeah, the bottle's huge. You can see it like fucking next to his fucking face.
It's pretty big.
I painted a $1,400 4K Forge World Titan. I can add this to the watch later.
Yeah, he put like metal rods up in here, and this guy's whipping out the power tools. Like he's got like an automatic sander. He's got a thing that like literally cuts metal rods. I don't even know what that is. He's all doing it in a basement too, which makes sense. I do not have a basement, which is why I can't get into airbrushing painting stuff. Because I do not have the ventilation.
You need a space to do that, or like a garage or something.
I sleep in my basement, so whenever someone's like, yeah, I've got this great project that I need the basement for, I'm like, no, find somewhere else to do that.
Not in my sleeping area.
Yeah.
Yeah, to bring it back to gambling a minute ago, I think just because it triggered to my head, and I love talking about this episode, one of my favorite episodes of King of the Hill ever is the one where Peggy gets scammed for the genius certificate thing. And then she tries to reverse scam that guy with a fake betting parlor. And they trick him into thinking that he's actually robbed them. But really, they trick him into putting all the money in a fake safe in the hotel. It's quite good. Quite a good episode.
They stinged him.
Yeah, they stinged him. They did it so masterfully. They fooled even the audience of the show was fooled. I was like, oh, Peggy got owned. Oh, Peggy went and did it again. She made a bad situation worse. Yeah, the new King of the Hill. I just watched the second episode of the new King of the Hill the other night, and I think Peggy is written perfect. Her obsessing about having the beer named after her is just, it's so good. It's, I don't know, it's adorable.
It seems like a lot of people, I've seen people other than you guys talk about it too, and The reception is really positive.
Yeah, I'll get through it
I don't know.
eventually.
I don't know if there's like people out there like, oh, they're making it hell woke now because they're addressing this thing that I don't want them to have it. I don't want these characters to have an opinion on. Like, okay. I mean, it's a continuation, and it's not like they're going to be stuck in the early 2000s forever.
Imagine if they brought a new season of that show out and it was written as if it was still like 2005. That would be awful.
Gee, that would be lame. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that would feel more forced because then
Yeah.
they would have to be full of all these haha, it's 2005, haha jokes, and that wouldn't be that would suck.
Why do I have to share a taxi cab with a juggalo?
Probably
like,
would
they
so
keep
be a
all
juggalo.
They keep all the insensitivities in, and then the anti-woke people are like, finally, it's back to how we remembered it.
Yeah, I love the Cotton being so racist that he's the most conscious of like Khan's ethnicity is always such a good gag to me.
That is pretty good.
It's like advanced racism. It's Abed's dad level of racism. Or not Abed's dad, fucking Pierce's dad. He looks at Britta, he's just like, you unpure. What did he call her, like a slab or something? I can't even remember.
Slab.
Oh, yeah, that was a hilarious character.
I haven't seen the new South Park with JD. I think JD Vance is in that one. They're doing like a Fantastic Island parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in it a very little bit because or do you mind if I kind of tell you what's up with the episode?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Towards the end of it, Mr. Mackey has for a lot of reasons that he gets fired because he joins ICE for a job because he has no place else to go, and they'll take anybody. But he's really good at it, so he gets to go see the president at Mar-a-Lago, and they've made Mar-a-Lago this little thing. And JD Vance is there for just a second. Mostly it's Trump there. And they're really there for the emotional height of the scene. The other half of the episode is kind of dealing with Cartman and Clyde. Clyde has kind of stolen Cartman's stick. He's doing a Charlie Kirk, and he's debating people and saying like racist stuff and anti-Jewish stuff, anti-women stuff, and just doing the whole Charlie Kirk podcast thing and selling supplements. And Cartman gets really upset because that's his stick, so he makes his own to compete. And the counselor, Mr. Mackey's talking to Clyde, is like, "Why are you doing this? Like, what's it for?" He's like, "I have to make money because it's too hard to be a kid these days. I have to have all this money for subscription services and games and a little DoorDash. I've got it. They call it making your nut." Which is just really fucking funny.
You gotta make your net.
Yep, exactly. And that's what drives Mr. Mackey to go to ICE. But then he realizes he's selling his soul. And of course, they have Christy Nome in here a lot with plastic surgery. Her face comes off at one point and like goes around. It starts attacking people. It latches on to another dude's face, like a thing monster. It's pretty cool. Oh, and she's killing puppies all throughout this episode. Every time she fires a gun, the other end is a puppy, and they're dying left and right.
Wait, who is Christy? What are who?
Christy Nome is the head of Department of Homeland Security right now. People like to refer to her as Ice Barbie.
Oh God.
Yes, and she is known for having killed a puppy or shot a puppy to put it down. I think she wrote about this in one of her books. So it's like a thing she's admitted to. She said she did this.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came out to criticize the episode, she didn't even criticize the puppy bit. She just said, "Oh, it's always the liberals who make fun of women for their appearance." And I'm like,
what?
Trump literally just tweeted that Taylor Swift was ugly and that Sydney girl's hot because
oh my God. They are pretty immune to irony.
Yeah, there is no shame.
And I saw Trump's response to the other one, or it was the Trump administration's response to the first episode of the season. It was like, oh, the liberals don't know how to be funny. They are never clever with what they say, so they have to resort to these underhanded tactics for commentary. It's like, I'm sorry. Do you not look at yourself in a mirror? This is all they do is portray you how you are in real life. They're not making anything up.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
pretty honest. They're pretty transparent with like their portrayal of most people and situations. And
You can tell
before
that like
this,
culturally these types of individuals aren't like really like tuned into each other because also right-wing comedians aren't funny. Like
right,
they don't know how to construct a joke.
right, like the punchline is like a singular thing. It's or
Yeah.
the punchline will be like a group of people. It's like that. That's it. And then you call them out on that, and then they go like, "Oh, I can't make these jokes anymore. Everybody's sensitive." It's like, no, you're just you haven't figured out how to make that funny, so it's not funny.
It's like the lowest form of referential humor, except the reference is less than nothing. Like, what's that one guy, Steven Crowder? He's never said anything funny ever.
Oh,
And I think he's supposed to be a comedian. Or at one point, that's what they were selling.
and isn't Clyde doing like a Ben Shapiro thing in that episode too?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's doing the whole He's doing the whole going to like a college campus, and they argue, and he
Right.
argues back, and Cartman starts doing it too. Uh,
Uh-huh.
they call it master debating, and there are lots of jokes about it. There's a
That's what
scene
they
where
are doing.
he's in the bedroom, and like you can hear him, and Cartman's mom is there. It's like, honey, I told you to go to sleep. It's like, I'm sorry, mom. I came to my bed and I started masturbating, and it feels so good. These girls, they just have no idea. It's too easy. I can even edit out the parts where they make a point if I want to. And then so I think it was like Charlie Kirk reposted that and then edited out the bit where Cartman says that he edits out bits, which is just peak humor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow.
Oh, it's
That's
yeah.
now I have the full context.
It's very good. It's super great. And then oh man, Kyle calls Clyde fat ass at the beginning of the episode, which is great. Because fun fact, if you'll remember this little deep cut from way back in the episode, Cartman does a silly hate crime when they're about to have a sledding contest with the girls to determine who gets to have like the hill or whatever. Cartman throws a rock at Token, and then he gets arrested by the feds for a hate crime. They make Clyde be the person at the end of the sled because he's the next fattest person, and then they just keep calling him fat ass. And then when Cartman comes back, he's just like, "Thank you."
Pretty good.
I really love those early South Park seasons. Like, season like 7 to like 8 and before are like peak South Park for me. It's still funny after, and it still has good episodes, but those are forever my favorite.
I have to go back and figure out like which season had these specific episodes that I probably say those would be my favorite, but I don't know if any off the top of my head. But honestly, the first 3 seasons were hard for me to look at and go back to because that was just like pure crudeness in like an era of TV where like no one was really doing this stuff. So it was groundbreaking at time, but like I don't know, the bar is moved so far between then and now. Like that's just looking at like almost nothing to me.
Yeah, there's it's definitely rough. And for some of that, especially season 2, I know they were working on the movie at the same time, so other people were like taking more creative reins. There's like episodes I really like in there, with like really silly jokes, like Planetarium is kind of funny episode. I like the corn episode a lot, just because it's so fucking dumb. It's like they have a whole mystery. Corn's like they're like a Scooby Doo, gang.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
The side plot with the Kyle's mom's grandma is really weird, though. They're really awkward with the two dudes who just keep talking about necrophilia a lot. And that link, that kind of shit in those seasons does get kind of old. I do like when they go to the other town to get the snake firework, and they make the world's largest snake, and then it is destroying the town.
Is the episode where the kindergartners or like maybe the kids like take over? Oh no, wait. It was the one where they figure out how to get adults out of the city by saying that they molested them.
Yes.
Is that within season 3?
I believe that might
1 to
be.
3?
That's either season 3 or 4. The easiest way to tell is season 4 is when they transition to 4th grade, and seasons 1 through 3 they're in 3rd grade. So if you can ever remember them referencing their grade, you'll immediately know. So I can't quite remember. I feel like that's a bit after, because I feel like the jokes were a bit more streamlined in there at that point. Because that episode's a really good episode. I love Kyle's song to Fidel Castro to Free Cuba. It's like nothing means anything if Cubans aren't free. And like he just does it. It's like, we gave you an impossible task because we didn't think you could do it, son. There's no way you could go see the Thunderous Pussies or whatever the fuck the name of that band is.
The Thunderous Pussies.
But that's good. I love Outlander. We have your woman, Outlander.
Outlander. yeah. And then at the end of the episode, she's like, "Oh, maybe you can be a dad." Well, that's what she says early in the episode, but at the end, the mom's like, or the lady's like, "No, I'm getting my tube side. I hate children now."
Yeah, it's so good. And he's the manager of like a Denny's or a Finnegan's or something, which is so good. Yeah, Finnegan's. I love the Butter Zone episode. Episode's really good.
Yeah.
God, I love Butters. Butters is just so cute. I love how in the first episode of the show coming back, how ride or die he is with Cartman, even when he doesn't really want to be. But like Cartman's like, okay, we're killing ourselves. We're doing a suicide pact, and he's just like, oh, okay.
No, I do like that we're doing a suicide pact, so I'm gonna have to kill you. It's like it's not a suicide pact if you're gonna kill him. Yeah, I love that little detail. And I think that started with like I want to say the episode where they're going to Super Fun Time, or no, Carmen wants to go to Super Fun Time, but Butters is under specific orders to stay with him. So he handcuffs himself. They're supposed to be at the what is it, that 1864 themed place?
Yeah.
But they leave. But then there's some clips where he's like enjoying the rides with Cartman at the Super Fun Time.
God, if you don't slow down and do whatever you want all the time, you're gonna miss life. Oh man, and I love there's even a bit where they're trying to get back and escape, and I think they end up hung over like a light post, and he still won't let go. Butters is like super
Oh, he's holding his hand. That's what it was. What handcuff? Yeah. He's like Herculean grip.
It's amazing. And then I love the other plot where Stan figures out what they have to do because no one will break character. So he's like, I need you to look away, Wendy, so you don't see this. And he gets in character with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's him to answer it. Yeah, that whole bit is really good. I also, another one of my favorite early kind of Butters Cartman romps is the episode where he steals all the skin from the chicken and clogs up the toilet.
Oh my god.
And then thinks he's dead, and coincidentally everyone has agreed to ignore him. So he thinks he's a ghost, but Butters is the only one not in on it. So Butters doesn't know that it's not true. And the whole episode revolves around him trying to like make things right so he can go to heaven, because he thinks that he has to like make up for all his sins.
Make it right.
Jesus wants you to have a clean slate. I love it when they put songs in their shows. They're so musical as far as like just not even like, you know, making like compositions or anything, but just making like little ditties that you can sing to. They're so good at it, and I love it when they do it. You can tell they really like that they just do that shit when they're hanging around shooting the shit. Even not so long ago, around one of the anniversaries, and you can find it on YouTube for free, they did a fucking concert where they went through and did a bunch of the songs
Yeah, I
from
do
the show.
remember that. Yeah.
I've not seen Book of Mormon. I have seen detailed videos that show tons of bootleg clips that go over and summarize the plot of it, but not actually seen it. And I really want to see it because everything I've learned about it is incredibly fucking funny. And not at all a rehash of the Mormon episode of South Park. Like, they do some of those same jokes about it being silly and dumb, but it is very much like its own content and story, and there's a lot there.
Not to, I guess I am hard switching topics. What are you guys playing? What do you have you guys been playing?
Oh, I've been regressing at hardcore with the videos game. I just have my Vita and I play Vita games.
Oh.
Let's see. The most recent thing that I have been into has been Monster Hunter Wilds. Has just had some patches, so I've been diving back into that. I played it obsessively at launch, and then a good bit around after the first title update. Then I took a pretty long break.
Are people still mad that there's not a lot of content?
Now it's not content. It's more just computer users still kind of butthurt about the optimization
performance.
Okay, yeah. But as far as content, they've added like 4 monsters. We've got Arch-Tempered. They're about to be unlocked for like unlimited periods of time, I think. And next week, they're adding in a new grind for like a talisman grind, which will be able to roll skills, like better weapon skills or armor skills. So it's going to open up lots of like possibility for builds. And they're making harder monsters too. And they have already kind of added some, like Sir Regios, tempered 5-star, is actually quite hard. He will like easily like wombo combo you out in like a hit. So it's gotten there. They've added a lot of monsters so far. They've added they have Gaiacrus, which has not come back since I think like Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And then Sir Regios is another favorite. I really want them to bring Nargacuga back, but I don't know if they're going to before the expansion. But Nargacuga is my favorite because he reminds me of my cat.
Is the story campaign kind of short, and people like finished it, and that's when they complained about there not being enough content?
I would complain about that.
The campaign's short, but honestly, the campaign was also not just short. The campaign was different than any other Monster Hunter campaign before.
Oh.
So it actually had cutscenes, and you were walking around, and it wasn't like you do the mission from the post. It was kind of like you following the NPCs, and people got really like kind of butthurt about the format of it. And people really like to hate. There's like a little kid character, and whenever there's a little kid character, people just like hate them. And I don't quite get it because I did not find him annoying, but like everyone found him annoying. So they shit on him a lot. And that only covers the low rank too. After that, you do the high rank, and then there's a final boss. People were just mad that it felt too easy. They just were like, there's not enough challenge. I'm killing monsters in like 6 minutes, and I feel bad about that and stuff. So as
There is
we've
a
gotten harder,
similar situation with Borderlands 3. Like each bullet point that you just like laid out, people had similar complaints about Borderlands 3. Like, get the kid character out of here. Uh, why are the mob bosses so easy? Feels like a what do they call it? A generational shift, maybe.
yeah, I mean, the other thing that's hard about it too is there's always like two stages to the life cycle of a Monster Hunter game. There's the first release, and then there's the G rank, or what they call Master Rank now is the terminology they've started using in the newer games. And that's like an expansion content that will have its own campaign and a whole bunch of new monsters and is a whole other tier of difficulty.
Mm.
It's like stuff. So whenever you come into a new Monster Hunter game, you're coming from a game that has an expansion and all of the updates with that expansion to a game that has the least amount of content it's ever going to have. So it
Right.
always feels a little gnarly. And a lot of people remember, they remember Iceborne as it was, especially the people coming, because a lot of people skipped out on Rise and Sunbreak. So a lot of people are coming back just from Iceborne, and it's a big content gap or difference. But like I said, we're on the third title update coming up next week. So there's been a lot of extra content added. It's really fleshed out. And then, there's usually only like a year or a year and a half between the main game and the expansion content. So it's really not too long of a time to wait.
Hmm.
But they've done a lot of good stuff here. They finally people were also mad about this. They didn't have layered weapons at launch, which I will admit was really ass because it meant to use the best weapon, because they put these weapons in that you have to craft, and they're like the best by like a lot because of the how many gems you can put in them, which can give you extra skills. But for like a lot of weapons, they look like ass, so it felt really bad to use. So I would like even gimp myself by using not ideal weapons, which was kind of fine because the game was so easy it didn't really matter. But that also just pissed off people more because people want to feel like they're scratching. People want to feel like it's hard so that they can feel like they have a big dick when they win.
People want to feel like they spent hours committing to using this one weapon, and then if they pick another one, then they have to like start completely over. They want to be
Exactly.
able to tell people, I've been using the insect glade for 5,000 years. And yeah, I think this also brings up that other point you mentioned about people, I guess, expecting the monster hunting to take like hours, or I don't know, 45 minutes longer than 6.
Yeah.
Is that, I don't know. That sounds fine. I couldn't get into Rise. I we started it as a group because they're at my other friends. They're Monster Hunter veterans. I couldn't get into Rise. I was like, I tried to play a mission by myself. It's just I didn't enjoy like the movement. Everything is like almost kind of sluggishly realistic, like Dark Soulsy, but you can like jump around with your insect thing. I didn't get used to that. I didn't get used to the controls. I didn't really commit to a weapon at the time. I think I was using like the hammer because everyone else was like, "No, you can't use this weapon because I'm using this." And I was like, "Oh my god, who cares?"
You don't even
You know how they're
keep
like,
like
I'm using the sword and shield. Well, I want to use the insect blade. Well, I want to use this. Okay, well, we can't all use this 2 weapons. Like, it didn't matter to me.
I
But
don't think it
I
is
couldn't.
supposed to matter. Like, weapon diversity shouldn't be a necessity, especially if you're playing in a group.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's
But
definitely not. It's not a
I couldn't
necessity.
get addicted to the kind of game it was.
Yeah.
So
Well, there
yeah.
are no wire bugs. That was exclusive. So each Monster Hunter game will have like mechanics that are kind of exclusive to it. It's kind of how they all maintain like their unique flavor.
Yeah.
Wire bugs is unique to Rise, so there's none of that in
Mm.
here. you do have like a mount you can ride around, similar to the last
Right.
time. Instead of a puppy, it's a bird. It's like a little bird, and it also will auto walk you to locations, which is kind of nice. And you can like pick up stuff while you're auto walking on it, which is also kind of nice. And I would say, as far as combat goes, like how smooth and how well the combat like feels in this one is like probably the best combat. Even though like some of the fights are easier, mostly because they also added this system, this wound system where they get these little glowy things on them and you can attack them. And at the beginning of the launch, monsters proc these a lot, and they'd also knock them down frequently, which contributed to them feeling too easy. But as monster difficulty goes up, and you get to like 5-star tempered monsters, and then you start doing what they call arch tempered monsters, which is like a tier above it. Those become less frequent, so they're less abusable. So it really balances out the difficulty. Like I remember doing, they did the first arch tempered they put time trials in, and to get the highest rank, like I was actually playing pretty sweaty to like get my time down. So,
Is
I
it
think that it
sweaty if
added.
it's solo play?
I think so, because I was popping like full consumes and like optimizing where I load on the map at the beginning and trying to like I was
Okay.
trying my best to script out the fights too, to like I had it
Right.
worked out. Like I go up, I sneak attack, I drop a trap down, I let it fall in the trap, I wail, it goes up, I flash it down, I wail. I was like doing all of this to try to get the time
It's
down.
like those videos people make where they're like lore accurate Arkham Batman, and they're just like abusing the CPU, and they know exactly like when a guy will turn a corner, and they throw up a batarang that goes into the sky, but it's well timed to like fall on a guy's head or something.
Yep. Exactly like that. I was doing stuff like that, although not as good because I was nowhere near like, because world record people were getting it super quick. I mean, world record people. Here's the thing, right? Monster Hunter does not have like real centralized world record leaderboards.
Right.
Everyone just kind of uploads their shit to YouTube. So you have to go find YouTube channels who will go around and search and then compile the fastest times that they're able to find.
Whoa. That's a real
Yeah.
community right there.
Yeah, that's what Monster Hunter is dealing with. So no one really knows what the fastest times are, but some of the fastest times are like 5 minutes, 6 minutes on some of these bosses, and people are insane with how good they will have like the monsters down. I'll never be that good, but I like knowing it's possible.
Well, I've been playing. Well, I finished South of Midnight, and I'm going to formulate what.
What kind of game is South of Midnight? I've never heard of that one.
That's like a action platformer kind of game. I described it to Julian. It's like kind of like. Well, this is what I'm saying because it feels so similar. It's like a new version of Alice Madness Returns. It's like a dark fantasy platformer.
Which
you
they
have
don't
a
make
main
anymore.
character. I know they don't. They there's like a character, and she has like a weapon. Like it's like one weapon, and you're going to these like fantastical locations. It's all like Cajun Bayou, like New Orleans themed. So it also pulls from a lot of like that Creole mythology, which is cool. But as a game, I think it needed more like collectibles to do. Like the story is fine and cool and everything. There's like it's kind of like a Psychonauts like kind of structure where you'll be meeting characters who are going like through some kind of trauma or something. So you're doing something to help them in that level. But the combat is pretty basic and not as cool as other games. Also, you can count the enemies in the game using one full hand and one finger. So like there's 6 enemy types throughout like 15 chapters, and the combat does get really repetitive, and it is weird that it has a skill tree in a game with like no experience. There's no levels. It's just like a really small skill tree. It just feels kind of pointless in that kind of game. Um, a few of the bosses are fine, and I'm actually kind of over the thing I was bringing up like a couple weeks ago, where like in the options menu, it'll say, "Oh, do you want to skip the bosses or the chase sequences or this or that?" It's like, well, you know what? I'll be mad at the kind of person who would use those things because it's different from your typical accessibilities. But anyway, I'm over that. If they want to put in the game, fine. I'll just be mad at anyone who uses that. Um, but yeah, I finished with that game. I was shocked there's no like post game collectibles to go get. Like the only thing to get is like little lore books, and then the things that increase your skill points, which are called floofs. So that's all there is. It's like imagine like a Banjo Kazooie level, but there's only like 2 collectibles. It's like put more in to get, you know.
Yeah.
So there's not really a reason to revisit any part of that game once it's done because it's so bare bones. But
I haven't
anyway,
looked
that's
at
my
the
experience with
levels
that
too
one.
closely. Do you think the level design benefits from any sort of like extended observation? Like, could
No.
you see someone like going, "Oh, hey, chat, look at that tree! Isn't that an amazing tree, chat?" Because I feel like with the accessibility adjustments they put in and like the ability to skip bosses and stuff, it might be intended for presentation, for something for people to just sit and look at. But if not, like if there isn't much to look at, then what is the point?
Yeah, because let's say you skip the bosses and the chase sequences or the combat. The only thing left to do is like platforming. So then the levels are like pretty linear, and that like
Okay.
there's not much to explore. Even if you like look around in every nook and cranny, like there's so much empty space in a straight line, and it's kind of disappointing. So that's where I'm at on that. But there's no other collectibles. There's no concept art at the end. There's no you could buy the soundtrack, but um and replay some of the chapters, but there's nothing else to get in that game. But yeah, that's my quick review of South of Midnight. But I'm also playing since I've done that. I'm trying to like take it to start play something lightly I can do on the public transportation here, the trolley. But I started playing Final Fantasy IV, the remake for the DS, and this is a game that uses like the active battle timer,
Yeah.
which I'm realizing pisses me the fuck off because it's like it's I don't want to say it's pressuring you, but it's you just have to move fast through the menus. It's like no, I want to actually think about what I'm doing and who's attacking and what magic to use and who's going to defend and this and that. It's just you have a little time to think about things and it feels bad every time like I'm navigating the menu and it's like this is a game where all the magic abilities are just kind of like in this fucking paragraph grid. You have to like use your d-pad to go all the way to the bottom of the list to use Firaga. Like, oh my god. Meanwhile the enemies are like there's like 5 of them and they're all just hitting one guy over and over again. It's like and then when the meter finally goes up and then they do their attack, it's like sometimes it's so delayed. You've already taken so much damage. You need to manage everybody else. It's just not a fun mechanic. And I know that's how Final Fantasy VII works. I don't know why that's such a high regarded game. If I know that game has a active battle timer too. Oh, it stresses me out too much.
I
I
feel
think
like
it's
on
just
some of
something people
them,
got used to.
the holds, maybe they don't. I don't know. Or maybe the timer's slower, because I know, I don't know. I know that 7 and 9 have them, but I don't remember them being that annoying in 9. The only thing that annoyed me about 9 was how the whole little trance system worked, because you didn't have control over when it transformed. So you couldn't like save it up and use it. It would just proc. So you could have it like get used on trash right before your boss pull, and that would be annoying.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I don't know. I've never played 4, so I can't really speak to it. But it does ring a little antithetical to the whole idea of the JRPG, which is that you're doing a slower turn-paced kind of menu-y game that you can relax
yeah.
with.
Like every time I go into a battle, like I guess what they want you to do is look at the abilities outside of, or maybe on like the overworld. Like look at the menu, like look what all your attacks do. But it's like I want to read the descriptions in the battle, and it can't be reading anything while the enemy's
Oh
like
yeah.
attacking you.
That is
Mhm.
definitely something that I remember from playing that. I never like spent much time looking at the descriptions. I would have my quote unquote loadout pretty much memorized.
And I think I'm at a part in the game where Cecil, the main character, his team gets like carried off into the ocean, and you have to start over with like new people. But
Yeah.
it's feeling kind of annoying so far because I've already given them their items and stuff, and now they're out of my party. And then I'm like, oh god damn it! If I invest in is it worth investing into anybody else? Like, and then so they give you like newer, lower level people. It's like, okay, so I'll go out into the field and they'll die instantly. And this is a classical RPG where you actually have to grind
Yeah.
before you go into the next dungeon, or else you just die. And then some of the bosses piss me off too. I think I ran into the second or third main boss, which is like it's doing that whole timer thing before they explode, and that reminds me of like a boss that they did in Super Mario RPG where it's like a bomb and it's like counting down like 3 and then some turns and then 2, some turns and then 1 and then it explodes.
Yeah.
And then some of them I just had to restart the battles a couple times until I get lucky and hope they don't do the fucking thing. And it's like, well, it's just RNG. I'm not actually like strategizing anything. And then the next box after that is a boss that like spams like silence, slow, poison, all these status effects, blind. And then the only time I won is where it didn't do all that. I'm like, how are you
You know
supposed to
what's
do
really
this
funny about
otherwise?
the active time battle system? In those earlier games, you would assume that like the active time battle like timing is based on the speed of the character, but no, they didn't think to
No.
add that until the later games.
Wow.
Wow.
That would make more sense if like a fast character could attack more often, or maybe like a
Yeah.
strong character could only attack like who just probably has a slow meter or something to balance that out. But yeah, everybody, and if something gets canceled, then it just resets your meter, and that's annoying too. Or like, if you get put to sleep, it just resets your meter, and it ruins everything. And also, of course, all the ones that you can do don't work when it's important, like during a boss. Like, oh, this black mage has like all these status effect things. None of them work on bosses. It's like,
Yeah, I
oh,
always
that's
hate that.
useless.
With you get fun like strategies and things like that that don't work on bosses. And I get that some can't, like you obviously can't do something that like totally keeps the boss from attacking
Right.
ever. But
Hmm.
like, come on, they have let it work somehow, or maybe at least let the status like half affect it. Like, say you have some spell that synergizes with like sleeping, right? And you use a
Yeah.
sleep, and it can't go to sleep. At least give it some kind of status that can proc your like other abilities if you built a character around it or something. I don't know. It
Yeah.
just feels like there's options to make it more playable. But I do hate it when because I like using debuffs and stuff like that in games. I think that's
Mhm.
fun. It's neat. It feels good. But they
I'm trying to think
always
what
do that.
else. But yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. And this is a older Final Fantasy where you don't. I don't know if future ones do this, but you don't get to pick their jobs, so they're all kind of like stuck in that one role, which
So
is
I wasn't
fine
gonna bring
because
it up,
I like
but
playing around that.
Final Fantasy
But
V is my favorite of those earlier titles because you explicitly get to do that. You can go in,
mm,
change everyone's job. You can give them skills from two different jobs if you like leveled up the jobs far enough. It's really
yeah, so they do that in
crazy.
the very next game, huh? Final
Yeah.
Fantasy V.
It's also way more cartoony than four. Like I
Yeah,
feel like they
4
were
is pretty
cooking,
heavy. 4, the game starts with Cecil carrying out a mission to
doing
steal
a
the crystal from the
genocide.
world. Yeah, and then he gets tricked in the next location. Like, oh, bring this ring to the city. So he does it, and then the ring like flies up to the air and explodes the whole city and kills this girl's parents, who becomes her party member. And he's like, "Oh man, I've been tricked. I've been speckle dwarfed. I'm gonna rebel against the king, who's now corrupt under this guy named Goldovo or whatever." And then I just got to the part where he has to become a paladin instead of a death knight, or
Yeah.
not a death knight, dark knight.
A
Is it
dragoon
dark
or
knight?
something?
No, he was a dark knight in the beginning of the game.
So cool.
But
His
yeah,
friend, I think Kane
Kane.
was
Yeah,
a
Kane
Dragon
is a
Knight.
dragoon.
Yeah.
Um, But what sucks at that part is it got rid of all his armor when he became a paladin. And I brought him into battle and he died instantly at level like 25. Like, dude, what the fuck happened? So I'm just getting used to the structure of these old classical games. It's very weird. I don't like it.
I feel
It's
like
also,
they.
even though it's sorry. I was just saying, even though it's a remake, they don't like give you markers of where to go next, and that's what made me stop the first time I played it. Like I did a story beat, and then I was just in the city, and then there's no arrow on the screen on the bottom screen. The map like tells you where to go next. It's just I don't want to wander too long because I'm gonna keep getting into these random battles, and I keep dying. And so I was like, what the hell is this? But I just had to look around more and practice not dying as much, but it still feels bad when the game doesn't tell you where to go explicitly on a big gigantic map like that, you know?
Mhm.
But that's it for that.
Yeah, no, I feel like sometimes this awkward stuff in games. It's like, did they not think about it? Or did they just like decide that like, oh, it's good enough, or is it just like a limitation? Like, too much time
Mm,
to really fix. People have figured out whatever. It's just a game. It's not that serious.
right. And they've added more sensibilities to this kind of stuff in like future games. Uh like I've played Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default, both Square Enix games, and they'll do stuff like, oh, do you want to decrease the amount of random battles so you can actually move to the area, or do you want to do the job specking thing? Do you want? And then Octopath Traveler was like, oh, do you want to? Octopath Traveler is like the most like modern, straightforward turn-based RPG I can think of.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
HD
good. I like
2D.
it.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
just it's more. And also, that game tells you where to go if you're tracking like a certain character's quests, stuff like that. It helps you find where things are better.
yeah, and I like how you can tackle like kind of the characters you want to do in any order. That's
Yeah.
fun. The only real limitation is that who you pick first kind of has to stay in your party. But
Yes, I do remember that. I'm
I
excited
quite like
for.
it.
Mhm. I'm
Oh, I
excited
was
for
just gonna
the.
say, I quite like it. It's pretty cool. I don't think I ever finished it though. But I did like the whole like the element countering was really fun, and the storing up
Yes.
those combo points to like do big bashes or like multiple attacks at
Hmm.
once is really neat.
That was like it's like almost the Brave system for Bravely Default, but it only goes up. I think there's no like negative number, so you actually have to wait to get that bullet point to use the extra turns. Whereas like your Bravely Default, you can do it from turn 1, but you'll be able to act less later in that fight. But
Interesting.
what I did think was annoying in Octopath was that if you uh let's say you break an enemy's weakness and it shows it on the bottom of their icon. If you run into them again in a different battle, you have to like do it again. So, can't you just like display the weakness if I uncovered it all the time? You know?
Yeah, I think I feel like there's like a character skill you can get that will display it, but then you have to keep
Lame.
that character in your party,
Ah,
which
lame.
is like the other fallback. I never beat them, but I did get I don't know like halfway through. I enjoy it. I got Bravely Default as well, but I like never loaded that one up. But I just kind
Whoa.
of like it, the art style, so I picked it up. But
That one's
RPGs
okay.
are long commitments.
You do have like a way more freedom in the job class thing and we Bravely Default, but you have to like you have to fight the boss who holds that class for every class to unlock those ones. For Octopath, I made it to the secret final boss, and it was impossible, so I stopped playing. I got all the secret classes too. There's like the Archmage, and then like the Super Fighter, and then like two other ones. I don't remember, but only four of them can be those roles at a time. So you have to have like four regular ones, and then four of the advanced ones. But I was gonna say I'm excited for the new one they have coming out in that style. The Adventures of Eddie. They're the Spectacular Spider-Man. No, it was like the. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's the Adventures of Elliot. They showed it at Nintendo's most recent direct. I think it's gonna be a Switch 2 exclusive, which is lame, but it's like a action RPG in that style, the HD 2D, kind of like Secret of
Interesting.
Mana, something like that.
Well, that has me intrigued. I hope it comes to PC in like a year.
I know, right?
Because I don't want to Switch too. I mean,
I
not
don't
that I
want one
just,
right
at least
now.
not yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. I want to wait till there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 games that I want on it.
I'm kind of over all of those devices. Sony, I think, uh, set the precedent for games just like not really being owned by you. And I'm not with it. I like owning things. And yeah, you don't own Steam games, but
yeah, I know.
you can
Well,
still like jailbreak a Steam game.
okay. Well, a lot of them can run offline, right?
Yeah.
I think that makes me feel a little better, but God, it depends on the game. Some of them have like that annoying DRM or like, oh, you haven't
It
played it
checks
in a
your
week.
connection before it lets you
Yeah, it
in.
checks it needs an internet connection, which is
Yeah,
not
it's
great for the
annoying.
Steam Deck if you're out.
And so when it comes to Nintendo stuff, I kind of just feel like, Nintendo, you were losing me anyway. I didn't buy a second or third 3DS, and I didn't buy a replacement Switch.
Either. I actually wanted to do that. I would have bought the Switch 2 if it came out around the time the OLED did,
Oh yeah, no, I would have
because
done it
that's
then
like
too.
5 years later.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of late. It's kind of too late.
Yeah, and
Why did they fucking raise the price of them two? The old ones, the Switch ones, they
yeah,
raised the price of those. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
That's like the
I
oh boy.
had no idea what they're doing there. I would be curious to know what their logic was behind that.
Because my
Maybe
thought was,
just
oh, our
capitalizing
Switch
on FOMO.
maybe, but I would have thought, oh, they probably did that because maybe their Switch 2 sales aren't what they want. But it's also like, oh, yeah, it might be cheaper for you to go back to the old one, but no, you should get the new hot thing right now. That's like hard to get and more expensive. That doesn't make sense to me.
Somewhere I saw someone speculate that they were trying to offset like that with like all the tariffs and all that stuff. They're trying to like offset the price of um the selling the Switch 2 at a loss by like shifting some of the costs over to the Switch 1.
Oh,
Probably already profitable
That
for
makes
them.
sense. For them, not for me, the end customer.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, but I
that's
don't
bullshit.
know. I can't remember who I saw mention that. It was some Discord server I'm in. Someone said that, so I did not
Hmm.
think that up. But I heard that and I was like, well, that there's a logic there that I can kind of understand.
Yeah, because they made this big old deal about how their decision making isn't affected by the tariffs, but like they also probably could just be lying.
That's another issue I have. Like all of these companies are, and maybe it's just because I'm an adult now. Everything they do feels so transparently like against me as a customer. Like the whole selling hardware as a loss just implies that I'm expected to be okay with being nickeled and dimed for software
Yeah,
and
it's
services.
lame.
Apparently,
But
Sony
I've
has
got
been talking about getting out of the hardware business as far as like games. Like, not as much priority will be put on like a PlayStation 6 or something like that. And they're just going to be focusing on like entertainment and experiences. So it's possible that they might be investing more in those PC releases they've been doing.
I would buy that because with the PlayStation, it's kind of predictable how they
Yeah,
operate. Xbox is weird now. I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. And Nintendo has always been on the innovation priority train.
which am not sure what the innovation is with the Switch 2. Like the Joy-Cons are a mouse. That's all I know about.
Yeah, the Joy-Cons are a mouse.
That'll be great
I
for
think
playing
that's it.
PC games ported to the
Oh,
Switch 2.
but it's got virtual game cards.
Oh,
It's our
but that's not an
brand new.
innovation. That's just
No, it's not.
DRM.
So
Yep,
enshittification.
it's also just a downloaded game.
Yeah. Video games.
But yeah, I've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, let's see. So I recently watched the 2025 War of the Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
and that is amazingly bad. It is such a train wreck. You often hear about movies that get written off as a tax write-off,
Yeah.
and then they can never be distributed again. And it always happens to something that has some artistic merit.
You
And
always
I
have
actually
something you
kind of wanted to
want.
see.
Yeah.
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 It should have happened to this because no one would have missed out. I don't even know if Ice Cube really wanted this movie to be seen. If I was him, I might not that he's bad in it or he's the bad part in it. I'm not going to say he's good in it. But like
Yeah.
the movie's just bad. Like everything in the movie's bad. Like it so to start it off, let's paint a little picture here. We start the day, we're on a computer screen. Not just any computer screen. We are on the computer screen of Ice Cube NSA agent, because I don't remember his character's name because it's really not that important. It never comes up, really. And he's just chilling. We can see his face most of the time because of course we can, because it's like on his little camera there. He's going through, he's clicky clicky. He just spies on everyone. That's his whole job. He can see every CCTV camera in like all of Washington TV. He can hover his mouse over you and hear your cell phone call. He's like ultimate hacker
Right.
surveillance in on everyone. He's spying on his family. Like, he logs into his kid's computer, sees he's playing games, uninstalls his game while he's playing. And then,
What the fuck?
yeah. And then calls his son to shit on him for playing games. It's like, yeah, you have a $200,000 education and you're playing games, you're a loser. You need to get a job, you loser. And more or less exact words. He has a daughter who's pregnant that well, they have like, I guess, a strained relationship with, because like she has not invited him to her baby shower, and he finds out because the boyfriend of the daughter that he, I guess, doesn't like is talking to him, and he's always on phone calls. This whole movie is him on the computer making phone calls to people, most of the time video calls. So you never see two people in the same shot together ever once in this whole movie. He finds out from the boyfriend about this wedding shower. Oh, the boyfriend's an Amazon driver. Uh, this is important.
Oh, that's where that
Important
comes
to
in.
know. Yep, important to know this for later. He's not just an Amazon driver. He's learning to fly the Amazon drone's future of delivery. He says that. And, so the daughter also works at some, like, she's a scientist for some disease thingy. So she's looking at diseases, and she's pregnant, which I've mentioned. That'll be important later. So that sets it all up. We just sort of see his little talking with them. They have a meeting with his bosses. The bosses are like, you gotta find Disruptor. The Disruptor. He's gonna drop on his YouTube channel leaked stuff. We can't have that. He's a bad guy. So that's his assignment for the day, is to find the Disruptor, which he does instantly. Like he types a few things in his keyword. He's like, search for Disruptor, find home address. He does it, instantly knows. It's like, okay, guys, here's the raid. We're gonna go raid this guy right now. He like literally right clicks, queues up the nearest drone. This is how tech works in this universe. But then the aliens start attacking. And it's bad. And he's going to leave at some point. He's like supposed to the job. They have an emergency meeting, and it's like, you need to put a threat assessment and figure out what's going on in all of America. But at first he's not going to do that. He's going to leave. He's going to walk out and try to find his daughter, but the doors are locked. He got locked in when the attack happened. Security function, so he can't leave. So he's like, fuck it, I'll do my job. So cue to seeing him go around and just loading up cameras of 3D like renders of aliens attacking places, and he types up a little Word document, and they have their meeting, and they're like, oh, it's coordinated, it's bad, and it is what it is. It's it's whatever. We got to figure out what's happening. No one can really figure it out. This goes on for a bit. His son tries to call him, and he's like, yo, you got to listen to me. I've got some conspiracy stuff to tell you. It's really big. The government's in on something called Goliath, and it's the biggest surveillance you've ever heard of. And the dad's like, no, I'm the biggest surveillance you've ever heard of. I would know if this existed because I do all this shit all the time. And the kid's like, yeah, Dad, no, you just looking at people's Amazon carts. They talk about Amazon carts so much in this movie. Like 5 or 6 times, I swear to God, they drop this really cringy line about staring at people's Amazon carts. and oh my goodness. Anyway, he's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you, son. You're an idiot. Shut up. And so he hangs up on him. Eventually, we will come to find out that his son is the disruptor. He didn't know this. Yes, he didn't know this because he bounced his IP through his friend's house, which is why when he did the home address hack, he found the wrong address for the raid. Which means there's
he set up his friend for a SWAT? A swatting?
Yeah.
Jesus.
This also doesn't really make sense because, like, his friends, like, in his hacker group, because later on, they bring in a group of, like, 3 or 4 other hackers with, like, these cringy-ass names. I can't even remember them, but they're so bad. Because they all have to make a virus. They all have to program a virus together really quick to get at the machines. So what happens is they start doing the attack and they realize, oh, all these attacks on our power infrastructure and our water and all of this stuff is a distraction. They're coming for our data centers. They want to eat our data.
They want to eat our data.
They want to eat our data. That is what the aliens are here to do. And we come to find out that the reason they want to eat our data is because we have so much of it. Because there is a secret government surveillance thing called Goliath. And it's so super strong and super good that it collects so much data that the aliens could, like, smell it from off planet and were like, I need some of that. And that's why they had invaded. And they're not like robots. They're like half organic and half robots. So they have to use the daughter. She gets injured, by the way. During one of the attacks, she gets injured and she's hurt, and he has to try to get the boyfriend there. And the boyfriend gets there. And then they like program a virus hack. They have combined hacking with Independence Day.
I heard about this part. This part was fucking dumb. So they get the daughter to create this bio virus, and then the son's like, oh, dad, I have a way to convert that biological virus into a digital virus. We can send it to the aliens. Like, that's bullshit.
Yes. And then this is great. So he has to hand deliver it because somehow they're able to get it, because it's digital, onto a USB that he has in his office, so he can go down and put it in his server room, which the aliens are trying to breach right now. And this will kill them. And in order, for them to have the camera follow them, they're having the boyfriend, like, pilot the drone. He's, like, flying the drone through the building to keep, like, a camera eye view on the dad.
Oh my god.
Some stuff happens. I'll be honest, I can't really remember. There's a little bit of tension that builds up, There's like is he gonna make it moment? Of course he does. He plugs it in, he makes it, he saves the day. The boss wants to be, after everything's done, it's all exposed, by the way. It gets exposed. And the boss is like, hey, listen, you did great. We want you to stay on and make an ethical surveillance network so we can keep the world safe, but also not invade people's privacies. And he's like, no, I'm going to go spend time with my family because there's more important things than spying on people's Amazon carts. And then the movie ends and there's a montage of their little baby shower, and they're all in matching t-shirts. They got shirts for everyone in the family, and they're all sharks, and his is grandpa or granddad shark. And at first he wasn't going to be allowed to go, but now he is because he's reconnected with his family. And that is the movie. It is like, I feel like it's like 90-ish minutes long, which is about 90 minutes too long. It's so laughably bad. Like, there's other characters that aren't important because they either die or they just sit there and, like, kind of sit in their chair like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Like, that is the whole movie. It is the worst War of the Worlds. It's so funny. It was made during COVID, and they sat on it for a few years and then decided to drop it. I don't know if, like, was this on purpose? Did someone set it up with a publish at date that was really long in the future, and they're like, oh, someone will figure out what we're going to do with this by then, and then it just hit the date and dropped? Or, like...
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know if You can't just blame COVID on everything. Sometimes you just got a shit movie. Because you know what? You also what we got during COVID. We got like Bill and Ted 3. We have Black Adam. We have Black Widow. A lot of black stuff here. Uh, let's see. There was we got Encanto. Everybody loves Encanto except that one person. There's plenty of movies that were made during COVID that like were okay or better that people received well.
My
I would
favorite
say
fact about War of the Worlds, at least so far, is that they were going to have Linus from Linus Tech Tips in the movie. Like had recorded lines for it. I guess he had been talking to the Ice Cube
What?
character for one reason or another. And then for no reason, nobody knows why, they took him out of the movie. But he's still credited, apparently. Like you can see Linus Sebastian in the credits.
wow.
Weird.
I'll say it's worth watching, like if you got a group of friends around, just to kind of like take the piss of it. It's good for that. It's like it's got enough funny stuff in it that you'll like enjoy that aspect of it. But it's definitely not like good at all. Everything's so heavy-handed. Every little
It's
thing they're
also
trying to do.
it's also wild to me that this is like an official Universal movie, right? This isn't like some B movie team studio,
Well, yeah,
indie studio. This is like
let's see.
Oh yeah, I
I
hadn't considered that. That is like a universal thing, isn't it? War of the Worlds.
Well, I thought it
yeah,
was. I thought War of the Worlds was public domain at this point because the H.G.
Probably.
Wells novel is so old. It's like an
mm,
1898 novel. But this was released by Universal Pictures on Amazon Prime.
Holy shit.
oh right, that's it. All right, I keep forgetting that it was an Amazon Prime thing. Because like the effects in it are fucking terrible. Like this is somebody's friend who dabbled in like Blender for a little bit,
We're talking
and
a
it
step
maybe
above
knows a little bit of After
Transmorphers.
Effects. Yeah, like this is like Asylum film type animation CGI.
This is like the War of the Worlds you have at home.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not. I want them to do it on Riff Tracks. I think this would make a great Riff Tracks episode.
Yeah,
I think
probably going to
they
be
should
on
have
Worst
made
of the Worst with Red Letter Media.
they should have made a video game because everything that I hear about this movie makes me think, that would actually be interesting as like an interactive thing. I wouldn't want to watch someone else do it, but if someone told me to do it, I might have fun.
Oh my god. Someone should take the movie, edit out all the video clips, put them behind like little puzzles and like a point to click adventure,
Yeah.
and then it would maybe be fun.
Or if it was like a Telltale game, but it's from the screen of a computer, or like maybe like a home safety hotline kind of thing.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
the Ice Cube character and you're clicking through and you're hacking the files and the drone.
That would feel fun instead of just watching the mouse cursor going around. Because I'll tell you, like the other part that's really obnoxious in this movie is like the speed at which the mouse cursor moves around and drags windows and does stuff is just so obnoxious. Stuff's popping up
Mm,
all around. The movement almost makes you like not feel sick, but definitely feel weird. It just feels not natural. It doesn't feel like
mhm.
you using a computer yourself. It's like when you watch a friend do something on the computer and you're seeing them do it poorly. It has that energy to it.
Wow.
I heard it compared a lot to like Unfriended, like how
Oh, I
that was
remember
set up.
Unfriended.
And it's a lot of unrealistic screen window moving and minimizing and all that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
No one does this. What are you
Yep.
doing?
Tons of that. With lots of I loved the little bit, oh my god, you're the disruptor. He's right about everything. The dad shits on the son so hard, like twice in the movie, and then he has to eat so much crow. It's very Very funny. So yeah, I saw that. That was not great. But then I did see something that was great. I saw the first two. I think it was the first two episodes they previewed, although they didn't like put a marker in to differentiate where they started and stopped. But based off like how long I was in there, I feel like it was two 45-minute episodes of the first two episodes of Alien Earth, and like that fucked really hard. And I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise just in general. Like even the like shitty movies, I have an affinity for. Like I'll watch like Alien Resurrections, like just over and over, just because of the shitty fucking jokes in it. Like where Ron Perlman kills a spider by fucking shooting it with a gun, not a monster spider, just like a little tiny spider. That shit kills me. Um, but this is actually genuinely really good. So this opens up, and it's like almost like an homage to the first movie. It's super silent. We're seeing a Weyland-Yutani vessel. We're watching the crew wake up. We're in that room where they wake up. I think they even referred to it like in like the original movie as like a birthing room. But they come out because it does kind of represent in the metaphor birth. But they come out. It's a lot like the first Alien. They're there. They're eating a meal. They're talking about what they're gonna do. We find out that they're on their way back from a trip, and we get some crucial world building because they're having conversations. Because I think one person is like kind of new, like they don't know a lot about Earth because they've never been. But we're getting to Earth. We find out that there's like 5 corporations that basically run Earth. One of which is new because it's run by the world's youngest trillionaire, who is like, oh my god, he's such a shitheel. He's perfect. He's so well cast. He just eeks Silicon Valley, new money, Sam Altman. Gah. It's just great. That's exactly what you want for that kind of character. But they're talking amongst themselves. We find out that they have gone out to go find specimens, really dangerous specimens, and they're bringing them back. They have their meal. Everything goes dandy. The beginning opening crawl of the movie, they tell us a little bit of lore building. They tell us that in the world there's a quest for immortality, and there's a few different groups trying to do it. You have people that are trying to make AI life. You have people that are trying to like make like cyborgs, and you have people that are trying to upload human intelligence into like synthetic bodies. And who wins is all going to be determines who's going to end up ruling like all of humanity, basically.
This is an Alien movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alien lore has gone crazy in the last few years.
Oh Lord!
Yeah, they have.
Like
they
that's a
have
movie in
full-
itself. What are the aliens gonna do here?
right? Well, we're gonna see. So we're in this ship. They all go back to sleep, right? They all go back to sleep, except for a couple who still have to do some work. The last thing we see is one of the scientists. They're in there. They're feeding some of these bugs. Now they don't just have aliens. This is the other cool twist. They've got a lot of other dangerous shit, and we only get to see like one of them in this little thing. But she's there feeding it. Lights go off. The next thing we know, the ship is careening towards Earth. It's not hit the spot that it's supposed to. It's crashed. Everyone's dead. There's only one passenger, like, kind of there. He's, like, the head captain. He's a cyborg. He's typing in the little console. He's like, hey, coming back to Earth. We're gonna crash. Unavoidable. Is asking, like, what's the status of the crew? And then you hear this lady knocking on the outside of the door, and he looks back at her. And his arm shifts from being a human arm into like a welding torch, and he welds the door shut. And then he goes back to the console and types "crew deceased." And then the xenomorph comes around the corner and just murks her. We get some good looks. We get some good looks at it. Not a ton, but that's pretty much all we see for the xenomorph directly in this episode, which I like. They show it in the first episode, so you know what you have. But they don't dwell on it so that they don't waste it. So the ship crashes on Earth. Now we cut a little bit to someplace else. We're following this little girl. She's bald. She looks like a cancer patient or something. We don't really know what's up with her. She's there, like, talking to this robot. They're talking about this little scorpion. Then she gets picked up. They're gonna go have a surgery, and we see the rich dude, and we see some doctors, and we find out that she has been selected to have her brain uploaded into a synthetic human body. She's gonna be the first one, and they're gonna see if it works.
Yes.
Yes, and it does work. And she gets to be a kid in a synth body, and it's super cool. And now that that has worked out, they're actually going to do it with a whole bunch of other kids. They have her go and introduce herself to the kids to like convince them that it's safe. You know, she's like, there, look at me, look how cool I am. I'm big now. I used to be just like you. One of you's crippled. You're not going to be crippled anymore. You're going to be able to walk. It's going to be awesome. So then they go, I was expecting like one of them to die. Amazingly, they all survive the process. But the montage where they do it is really well done. There's because she is standing beside the kid because she's like going to be with him the whole time. Like she promises she'll wait there because, you know, it's really scary. And we see the camera pan down to the little kid, and then it pans up and he's an adult, and then it pans around and we see another child, and then it just keeps kind of going in like this kind of circular motion around the room, and the room's just filling up with adult kids. You know, they're adults. And it was just really well done, and the music and the score for it worked super well. We find out that we don't really know what's up with her. We know she has a brother, but the brother thinks she's dead. But the company that she works for like gives her access to all these camera feeds, so she can like watch her brother like walk around and do stuff. And so she's watching her brother go about his life at his job. I guess he's a medic who works for like some company paramilitary squad. And, you know, she just spies on him a lot, which I don't think they like. Some of the scientists there are very weird. Like there's a synth there and he does not treat her like she's human. There's like a part where they're having a conversation and he's like, why are we pretending she's a human? She's not a human. And the scientist is like, no, she has a human mind. We're going to call her human. So, and that's Timothy Olyphant, by the way, is in this, playing that synth. He does a great job.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that guy.
Oh, yeah, me too. I love him. If he's in there, he's the synth, and he's going to be in a pretty big role. So this keeps going. You see a bunch of creepy stuff. You know, we have some conversations. We see, like, the rich dudes reading Peter Pan. This is kind of an illusion. This movie is playing a lot with the theme of growing up, maturing, aging, staying young forever. The name they have for these kids that they have put in these synth bodies are the Lost Boys, after the people with Peter Pan on the island who, you know, they never grow up. So, and the reason they're doing kids on the synth bodies is somehow it's too hard to put an adult mind in a synth body. Like human brains are like too fixed or something at that age, but they're like still plastic enough that they're like adaptable. So that's why they can upload them, and they want to study them and see if they can figure out how to make it work for adults too, because of course the rich dude wants to be immortal, right?
Right.
And then we get back to the crash happening. She sees that her brother is going to go do search and rescue stuff for the crash. This is a Weyland-Yutani ship, and it has crashed for this company that we're following with this one trillionaire's Prodigy. So it's not their ship that crashes into their city, but, you know, he's determined that whatever's going to be on that ship is going to be his. It's really funny how he says it, too. He has this, like, bald guy who's, like, older than him. He's, like, his assistant or his next in line or something. He's like, what are we going to do with the ship? And he's like, oh, the deep science vessel with who knows what on it? I think that's ours now. It's like, oh, Weyland-Yutani, she's not gonna, or like, what's her name's not gonna like it. It's like, oh, if she doesn't like it, she can fucking sue. We're taking it. So they're sending all the people to do search and rescue. The little girl, the main character, kind of, she sees her brother go into it, so she wants to be involved. So she convinces the dude to let them go help with the search and rescue stuff. They don't know there's dangerous monsters there. They just think that they're gonna go help clean stuff up, and she wants to see her brother, which she's not really telling them about, but is you know, definitely her motivation. And reluctantly, he agrees, which is kind of like risky because like these kids aren't trained or anything. They're still basically kids. There's even a scene where like the group of kids are all sitting around in their adult bodies, and hats off. There was this one actor who did such a good job, like fidgeting like a kid. It was so funny. He was like, just standing there, holding himself up, doing like crab walking, and I'm like, you nailed being an 8-year-old in an adult body. I believe it.
I
But
hope
then
Twitter users are normal about this show.
I hope that people like it because it kicks ass. But yeah, I wonder what Twitter's gonna say about some of this stuff though. And then we do see a bit from the brothers' perspective. We see them kind of clearing out the place. They get up in the building and they cross onto the ship. Inside the ship, that one dude is still alive. He managed to get inside this like little compartment that saves him. And he's like talking to the computers, like, "Hey, tell the company that I'm here. I'm gonna secure the ship until they can send like a team to extract us, and I'm gonna secure the cargo." The other search and rescue teams, they're going around. They find the lab, but they get dropped on by that dude, and he forces them to drop their weapons, and then he ties them up onto like a pole, and then leaves them there, basically to die, so he can go find the other people. And what happens is one of the monsters gets out, and it is this freaky ass bug. And you see it kind of get into his clothes at first, but then it's once they're trapped and they can't move, and he's taking the knives away. You know, this creepy ass, it's a huge ass bug, and it just plucks him in the neck. And it's like a tick from hell. The thing swells in size, and the dude just dies. And then we see a couple more, and they go on to the next dude, and he is gone. And that more or less kind of ends this episode.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's where it ended for me. So I have no idea what, but to me it looks like they're going to be slow rolling out each of these different dangerous monsters, and then finally maybe getting to the xenomorph towards the end. They're in this crash in a big major city, like skyscrapers, tons of people. So there's lots of room for like them to have environments or to grow or there to be a big outbreak. It's going to be really interesting, I think. And I think thematically, there's a lot going on. There is a little bit of an end with a speech where the robot is given a creepy ass monologue to the girl about how, you know, humans, you used to be food, and then you built tools, and you kind of decided that you weren't food anymore, or you weren't going to let yourselves be food anymore, and you did all this stuff, and you like evolved and changed and became different. But now you're like kind of living forever. You're not like them anymore. You're not food now, for like definitively. And he just has all this cryptic shit to say about these robot human hybrids. I don't know what it is with fucking synths in the alien universe, but none of them can be normal. It's just true. Except in Aliens, that one was normal. He was normal in the sequel, but that was only because the one in the first movie was bad, so they had to trick the audience into thinking he was going to turn for 2 hours, but then he doesn't.
I feel like this would be more interesting if it were an animated series of some kind. At least, like, to me, as a media viewer.
Oh, I'd kill for animated, like, Aliens anthology. I really liked the Predator one that they did.
That one I want to watch still.
Oh, it's really good.
But it's not on the funny pirate site, so I haven't seen it yet.
Oh shit, it's not?
It's not on Kim Cartoon.
Oh.
Yet, anyway.
I still haven't seen that yet. I finally watched the Witcher thing that came out earlier this year, Sirens of the Deep. That was pretty good.
We should watch it in Discord sometime, because it's definitely like not even just like if you're a Predator fan, will you like the Hunter Killer or the Kill, whatever the title.
Killer of Killers.
Killer of Killers, yeah. You'll like it even if you're not super into the Predator lore. It's really good. It's kind of like it's an anthology with 3 stories that are all tied together, and then at the end there's a big thing that happens that it's part of.
Yeah,
so
it's like a Viking, a ninja, and a World War II pilot.
Yes. And it is
very I do like cool. The concept of it, for sure.
And the animation's top notch. They did a really good job choreographing, especially the the ninja fight scenes were super impressive.
Ew. And this is a Netflix thing? Killer of
Hulu.
Killers?
Hulu.
Hulu. Unexpected.
Yeah, Disney owns the rights. So Xenomorph Queens are Disney princesses now. That's official. Put them in Kingdom Hearts 4.
That
no.
would go crazy. Like, I really hope Disney like recognizes that they can't keep selling Kingdom Hearts to 6-year-olds, and then they start incorporating all of that stuff into the games.
I mean, they put Pirates of the Caribbean by 2.
Oh yeah. But that was always like technically family friendly, even though those were PG-13 movies.
But there was blood in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah. That was awesome.
This is only slightly related to aliens, but one thing I've been saying forever, and I'll keep saying it forever, is I want them to fucking, because Monster Hunter will do crossovers with franchises. You know, like they will bring in, you know, Monster Hunter World has a Final Fantasy 14 boss as a monster you can fight. I want them to bring in a Xenomorph Queen, and she can spout off. She can like spawn extra Xenomorphs. She can do splash damage to you. She could do that'd be so sick. That or Godzilla as like a big siege battle. They need to do it.
I hope Capcom is listening to this episode right now, because that would go hard. They would sell at least 1 million copies if people knew that was waiting for them.
100%.
There's one thing I know about Aliens fans. They are starved for a good Aliens video game experience.
Oh yeah,
or so I'm
sell
told.
Out for it. We'll shell out. We don't have a lot. We have Alien Isolation, which is a treasure, but there's only one of. Although it has a sequel coming, which I think only got announced like in the last year. So I'm pretty sure the resurgence of the franchise with Romulus last year kicked it off. Then we have Alien Dark Descent, which is pretty good. That's like kind of a strategy. It's like XCOM, kind of, where you like kind of go down, you lead a crew of Marines around. The story is there's like a planet that's been like cut off. There's an outbreak going down there. That's pretty fun. Then there's Fireteam Elite, which is like a third-person cooperative shooter that like is mid as hell.
Yeah, I don't think anyone played that.
Yeah,
I think co-op shooters are done. You stop making those.
Yeah, I had more fun with the
Payday kind of like mogged that whole genre, and Payday 3 I'm hearing is like not good.
The best thing to come out of that game is the fact that they released action figures of the Xenomorph monsters from it.
Ooh. Because
those designs were cool. And I own all those. But that is it. The game is not that great. And then aside from that, there's not much. And it's not even easy to get your hands on the old arcade games, like the old arcade Alien vs Predator games. It's like not even easy to set up or like emulate or find. I don't even think you can legally get them on like Steam or any place. I think you just have to pirate those.
There's going to be a Sonic Aliens collaboration, because Sonic is always collaborating with like literally everybody.
I would play a Sonic game for that. I would play a whole Sonic game just to do the Alien collab.
It would be like the Black Arms fusing together with the Xenomorph, and then you have to be like Shadow Xenomorph.
Well, I mean, this makes so much sense because they're both perfect organisms.
Yeah, they're both the ultimate life form.
Yeah.
They're gonna do a reveal where Gerald Robotnik was actually using alien xenomorph DNA to make Shadow.
Somehow we got to get Cell from Dragon Ball Z in here too.
Yeah,
I think he's also an ultimate life form.
It could be like what's that game, Super Robot Wars, where they just like license every giant robot thing to be in the game.
Yeah, I was super stoked to watch that. I got a free poster out of it too.
Nice.
I went early, like an hour early to the little event, and I did not know if it would fill up. apparently they had 2 theaters. The theater I was in like filled up. I was surprised. I didn't know that many people would show up, but they did. So I was very glad I went early. And and they gave me a free drink and popcorn. They free small drink, small
A
popcorn.
free drink and
But
popcorn. They're killing the economy.
yeah, those are the theater's profit margins. What are they doing? I'm sure the studio compensated them. I'm sure. When I got to see last year Transformers 1 a week early, and they did
Oh, I do
not
like
give
that one.
me. I loved
Oh.
it. I even told the lady who was taking notes outside that I loved it, and then it flopped. And now it's not getting a sequel, and I'm sad.
We're not getting Transformers 2? God damn it.
No, and then the timeline gets worse. Apparently, they're in talks to maybe have Michael Bay come back.
Oh, no.
Now, granted, it would be a reboot still, but like, you did that. This was
He
better.
did that. He had fucking 5 movies. The last one had dinosaur Beast Wars. Like,
So he's
Oh,
done
man.
No way.
Transformers and he did Ninja Turtles. What else is there? Like, what can we pawn Michael Bay off on?
What else
he
can
already
ruin
put
Get him
King
out.
Arthur
80s
in Transformers.
Yeah, what else can he ruin for
Dude,
80s kids? Give him a shot at He-Man or something. Like,
Yeah. Well, can't do He-Man. Apparently, Kevin Smith has a monopoly on that he's not taking advantage of.
He can do Bravestar.
oh my God, please tell me that's the Western dude on Mars, and he gets like
Yes.
animal powers. Oh, I had
That
a
actually would
VHS
go
of that.
hard. That's what America needs to heal. We need Bravestar.
Or Michael Bay can do Galaxy High. That would be fun.
I would prefer
Yeah.
that.
I'm not familiar with this franchise.
Oh, it was like a 1 season show. It was made by Christopher Columbus, who made all the Harry
Yeah.
Potter movies. But
Like,
it's very like the
not
same.
the Columbus, right? That like ravaged South America.
No. Christopher
Yeah, same
Columbus
guy.
is.
He has a very extinguished history. He has a very good portfolio. Yeah, I made Harry Potter, and I also killed all the savages in South America, and we did a little bit of pillaging here and there.
J.K. Rowling asked for him by name. No one thought about it at the time, but it makes a lot of sense in the hindsight, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't believe I was so blind.
But yeah, it's just like gosh, how do I describe it? It's like a slice of life kind of show. Or I mean, Olsuke and Cheesy Server really liked the character designs.
They are
I
pretty
gave
good
it a
character
full
designs.
watch. The 2 human characters go to alien school, and there's like the
One,
dean who's like Dumbledore. There's like a bully who's like what's his name,
this
Malfoy.
guy.
It has a
He,
good animation pedigree, doesn't it? Like, isn't it a early TMS thing?
Yes. Sometimes it's like a little cheap, but other times like it'll use like a lot of frames for surprising shots.
He kind of looks like Shaggy in this one picture. Like he has Shaggy with 2 like hair colors, but in other pictures he does not look like that.
That's a really old. I want to say that's like concepts, because they do not look like in the show. But there's another one where someone pointed out where I think that main female character was designed by John
John
Kay.
Kay.
Yeah, and but they changed it, like her look of it. Actually, she doesn't look like that either. She has like a tomboy cut.
Yeah, her hair is shorter.
Yeah, she has the short hair, and like this one is like the more show consistent one. And the guy looks lame. That's like it's sad. And then this picture is the one with like John Kay's art. You can definitely tell on some of the girls.
Yeah.
How
You
did
can
I get
tell
on
it's
the
John
guy?
Kay because he insists. Oh, Michael Bay should do Galaxy High.
Yeah.
Damn it, I did do that.
We need something to distract him from the stuff he's already worked on.
Yeah, he can't keep going back to the Transformers. Well, it's too many
Yeah.
times. The fact that one God, what's that one guy? Pete Davidson. He was in the Rise of the Beast movie, which is just wild to me. He was the
Oh,
voice of one of them. I think Mirage. I want to say the one that's like the main character's best buddy in it. He was the voice of, but it's not Bumblebee because I feel like Bumblebee is not in that movie or doesn't show up till late or later. It's been a while since I've seen it. I will give that movie one thing. I really liked the fucking Optimus Prime design. I definitely bought a figure of Prime from that movie. Yeah, I
I
got
definitely.
the figure collecting thing activated in my brain like 2 years ago, and it's been all downhill ever since.
See, I'm not ready to get like full on like 8-inch figures and stuff like that. I'm down for like little blind box sized little figures, stuff like that.
Understandable. They become a space issue at a point.
Yeah.
And also, I have cat, and cat
Oh, they'll
doesn't
knock
like.
those shit
Oh yeah.
over.
Yeah, I set up a good display with all my ex dudes all lined up, looking like a fucking panel of the comic, and my cat will have none of it. Absolutely not. But
And
yeah,
usually I try to have a art resource to like bookend an episode with, but I don't have anything this week. I
Oh,
have not been feeling the juice, but I will have
I have
something
to do a
next week.
formal outro.
that's it. I've been Snake Jess. Yeah, I'm
And
just
this
gonna
is
cut it off.
Julian. And our guest, Spade, where can people find you if they want to follow you online?
Gosh, I think YouTube and Tumblr is what I'm mainly using now.
Whoa.
YouTube, both at Jump and Shoot, and also YouTube Other Side Arts is where I'm making art videos now. And then Tumblr is also now Other Side Arts. It had an old username, but now everything. I'm trying to make everything consistent. I do have. I'm still making like Pokemon setting designs. So the next upload for the art channel is going to be something pertaining to that. Once I finish another character design. So that's what I have going on right now.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna plug my comic real quick. You can find that on my Blue Sky, Snake Jess, or at Tapass under WoW Sun. There's 50 pages now. Ooh, 50 pages, and I've even got more
Whoa.
that are done and waiting to come out. Even so, there's even more. So yeah, that is all my stuff.
Hell yeah.